Yo, what's up, everybody? So, fishing's been tough. Everything's been tough around here, you guys, lately. It's been pretty sad. But I had a plan. Here's my plan right here. What's that look like? Is that a heavy bag? It's a heavy parcel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some beaver snaring videos. I haven't done those for a while. Yeah, beaver snaring under the ice. I'm gonna do some baited sets. I'm also gonna do just plain sets in bank runs or house runs, wherever I can set them. When you're setting snares for beaver in runs, the shallower the better. Honestly, it is way easier to set a snare in a shallow run than it is a deep run. And many times I will be out, and let's say it's gonna be 10 below zero one night. And you find a bank den that's only, 10 or 12 inches deep, because a lot of times they just slip out, get out in the lake. There's no ice over those runs. They don't need them any deeper than that as long as they keep using them. Well, when you do that and put a 330 in there, a lot of times that 330 is only an inch under the water, almost sticking out of the water, and then you got to dig the run down, and it isn't practical exactly, because the top of that trap is going to freeze into the ice quite often, and it's really frustrating, and that's where snares come in. I ordered 3 dozen snares from Southern Snare Supply over in Georgia from Brian, and I got 2 dozen loaded snares and 1 dozen not loaded snares, because I want to load a snare on video and show you guys how to do that. And when you're talking beaver trapping, you really want a loaded snare. It's a more, for you people that don't know what a loaded snare is, normally when you get a snare, it's in the shape of a teardrop, okay? And a loaded snare is basically, in a nutshell, you take the snare and you run it over a piece of pipe of some sort, copper pipe at home or whatever you have available. I use my ice chisel. I just ram it in the bottom, and what you do is you roll the snare over the chisel, and what it does is it takes that teardrop form out and makes it more oval. Just a nice, like, picture beaver's head going right into that. More surface area side to side. That's what you want. You want a loaded snare. And I'm going to show you what kind of snares I got in here exactly. Cut this baby open without hurting myself. Right there. 3 dozen snares ready to rock. Let's see here now which ones are loaded. Oh boy. Let's see here. They smell like a trap and supply company. I love it. These snares right here are loaded. Okay. See this little curve right here? That tells me that snare is loaded. And what it does is it makes the snare. Well, there you go. Normally they're like this, but when you load a snare, they look like that. Right about there is what I want for a beaver. Probably a 9 to a 10-inch loop. Actually, a 9-inch loop is ideal for when you're trapping them. In runs. I run a bigger loop, like a 10-inch loop, when I'm doing snare pull sets, because on a snare pull set, the beaver aren't in a specific tiny area. Like with a run, they're going through a small area, generally one direction. A snare pull set, you have snares hanging off each side of this baited set, and then the beaver come and they swim around this snare pull. So you need a little bit more real estate for them to get their head or whatever in there. Yes, let's see here. Loaded snare. Let's see here. It's getting unloaded. See if these are loaded or not. These are unloaded snares, okay? I can see that just looking at them, okay? See how it's teardropped? A lot of people will put that, you know, in the Beaver run, and that is not ideal, you know? That's not ideal. You want something that, let's see that? Round teardrop. You know, Beaver are obviously wider this way than they are this way. So you put this, you know, you put these in a Beaver run, the chance of you getting a Beaver in this is much better than this. Anyway, yeah, so, that big Beaverzilla, no. Anyway, yeah, so we have these furls here. This is to, when you put your snare on the stick, you put a piece of wire out and you run this over the wire, and that holds it up in the air to wherever you want it. Me, personally, I do it differently. You guys will see how I do it. I actually will coil the wire around the snare up here. That way I can put it up here and put it anywhere I want to on my set. Yes. Alright guys, yeah, I'm liking it. Let's I'm gonna get some Beaver snares put out. I'm probably gonna do, I'm thinking about doing something a little bit different also with some 330s. I'm thinking about doing baited sets with those as well. I'm thinking about using potatoes. I've used potatoes before. Use a potato on one trap, popple stick on another trap. Maybe even and I have used PVC with success as well. Limited success, not as good I don't think as the popple. But you take like 1 inch or 1.25 inch PVC, paint it green, drill holes in it, and put it on the trigger of the 330. And Beaver, you know, they swim up to it thinking it is a popple stick, and they just bite right onto it. So, and those, I mean, a guy can leave those on his 330s year round if you want to, because obviously PVC isn't gonna deteriorate. Anyway, thanks Brian for some awesome snares. I'm gonna get out and get these babies set and get you guys some more Beaver trapping stuff. Yes.